Well, this is the beginning. Welcome. This is a podcast with no name, and my name is James. And I'll say this is a start. I've been thinking about this for a while. People have told me, you should start, a YouTube channel, podcast, and speak, because they said it's something I could do. Plus, some of my other friends say I talk a lot, so it's a start. But the making of this podcast and this channel was to just describe growing up, everyday struggles of people my age, I'll say. And to get a broad perspective on life. We're gonna be talking about different topics, and we're gonna have other teenagers, other types of people. This is gonna be a experience. So I'll explain how I got here. 2020, I remember my English teacher, Mr. Zellen, he had us do an English project. And I was going to name this podcast The English Project too, because, this is how I found out, I had a love and a passion for it. Interviewing or just speaking on the mic. But, I chose a podcast with no name. But we had an English project, right? And he said you can either have a video with someone else and interview someone, make a slide or something else, right? So me being me, I love having my friends over at my house, right? I have my friend Terry. I knew him since the 5th grade, We've been together like this, We don't talk as much, but when we do, we click like we've been with each other every day, That's that type of friendship. That time, I invited him over and we had a conversation, right? And we haven't talked in a year, maybe? More than a year. A year. And, we just hit it off. It was supposed to be a 10-minute conversation. We talked for at least 30 minutes, and 30 minutes passed by like nothing. And then when I sat back and looked on the video after he left, I realized I'm in love with this, It's a passion of mine. I don't mind growing and talking with people and listening to them and conversating back. It's peaceful, And then I thought about it and I said, I could do this for the rest of my life. I really can. And so I gave it to my English teacher and he told me it was amazing, He told me it was amazing. And it was recorded on a crappy laptop camera too. So, it was something. But that was like the beginning of this, honestly. Now, I've been, I found out what I wanted to do with my degree, broadcasting communications. It's kind of like radio, TV, people speaking, interviewing, recording, that type of environment, right? And so I've been looking into it, and now I'm going to Iona College now. I'm starting to look into the radio stuff they have going on, and they have good connections to places where I could get internships and stuff. But besides all that, I wanna tell you what really got me to start a boost. See, I met a friend named Lindsay, and I met her through my best friend Evan, and I was talking to her, chopping it up, She's a Capricorn like me, so it's I guess we both have the same tendencies. I got the best vibe from her because she's kind of like me. She was talking about a podcast starting, and I was telling her I was thinking of starting mine, We hit it off perfectly, right? So then we started giving each other ideas, right? And she was feeding me, I was feeding into her. Then she left, right? She left because she lives in Staten Island, all that, But we still talk to this day, and I told her a couple names. She was giving me ideas, and then she was like, "Oh, you should just go for it. You never know." She was actually feeding into it, and I felt positive about it, and I decided to take the leap. And today I asked my friends, what name should I go with? The English project, I told them the name. They were like, what's the topic? What's the topic about? And I asked them, I didn't want it to be something that was basic or by the book. I wanted it to be open, not confined to just one category. You know what I mean? And so I decided, this is going to be like me interviewing other people, other teenagers. Doesn't have to be teenagers, but people my age or people older. It'll be different topics. Sometimes I'll be by myself, yes, because sometimes you don't have everybody. And that's the point. But there's always going to be something important to talk about, something that people care, something that's valid in today's society. And I remember today I was on time with my friend Lindsay, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna start my podcast." I'm like, "Are you gonna take the name For the Love of Talking?" Because that's the name I suggested to her, and she was gonna use it. And then I was thinking about the English podcast, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not sure." I said, "You don't want to have a podcast with no name?" And that's when it hit me. I said, wait. A podcast with no name. Then I said, I'll take that. I'll take that. And that's how we got here. I set up my computer, my laptop. I took the camera, because I have a USB connected camera, from my old computer that's really broken and glitchy and all that. And I set it up. And I was like, you know what? I can do this. But then I realized the camera quality wasn't good. So, you know what I did? I'm like, I called my friend, Jelena, and she suggested that, if the camera quality is not good, how about you just do a voice audio thing? And then I'm like, yeah, all right. I took that into consideration. I don't mind being in front of the camera. I'm not camera shy. But maybe this makes it a little bit easier. You know what I mean? And then I went back to my friend Lindsay, and we talked for an hour and a half. And she gave me an idea, maybe I could put pictures up, or a picture of myself, in this audio. And then let's say I have somebody else here, I could put a picture of them, and it could be a conversation between us. It doesn't necessarily have to be distracting, because sometimes the video takes away from what you hear. You know what I mean? Sometimes your own imagination can make the story even better. When it comes to your mind could take the story to the next level, because that's what great storytelling is. Great storytelling doesn't necessarily mean you gotta see what on screen what the person is saying. Sometimes the person's words could just transform your mind, and it makes you create stuff for yourself. And I think that's what my plan is to do. Maybe once in a while I could have a video up or something. But as for now, I think that's the plan. And hopefully, it goes through. I know this is a struggle, It's probably going to be a slow burn, because when it comes to media and podcasts like this, it rarely blows up quickly. And as a career decision, I know my mother's not necessarily happy about this, or sure, or keen on it, because doctors, how Caribbean parents are. Doctors, lawyers, the basic ones, You're gonna get money guaranteed, yes, but are you happy with it? And that's another topic we're gonna get into later on. I'm going for a job that I'm passionate about, and I'm willing to work for it. Because me being me, I know if I don't like something, and then I'm gonna have to work hard for it, it's no point. It's not gonna get done. And I guess my mother is starting to realize that, and I thank her for putting her faith in me to go to college and actually get a degree in this and make a career out of myself. Because, like, the idea of just, like, going to the internet and banking on the internet for a life or money, it's been, like, it's like an idea now where people are just like, oh, I don't need to go to college. And, like, the idea of college is being, like, put to the side completely. You need a college education a lot of the time. I'm not going to say most, but a good majority, a college education is the base. People create lives out of college, and I salute them because it's work. But, like, I still want to have a base for myself. So if I have to go to actual, like, hard, work, I have a degree to show. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying my best to make sure I'm not distracted. All that. You know what I'm saying? My head in the game. Because I have a lot to lose. You know what I'm saying? And people are looking at me. You know what I'm saying? One of the third, fourth person in my family to go to college. It's a lot. And, like, if I succeed, I'll be the second person in my family to complete college. And it's, like, a big deal. Because when you think about it, coming from, like, an immigrant or Caribbean household, a lot of your parents, aunties, uncles, grandfathers, grandmothers, great-grands, some of them never got out of high school. Some of them graduated middle school and that was it. You gotta think about it. Life was different back then. And so I'm just hoping that what I do has an impact or some type of effort. Because it's like a dream of mine. It's a dream of mine to just talk to people. To just talk to people. And if I could get paid for it, it would be amazing. Not only that, like, I would put my heart into it. Like, I just want to make sure that what I'm doing is right. And, I just want to make sure what I'm doing is good. This is a first take. This is all just one take. I don't practice because when I practice, I guess it kills the naturalness of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is gonna sound like forced or robotic or something. That's why I'd rather do it off the fly. And I feel like most of my videos will be like, off the top. And this is kind of like practice too. Because in my field, you have to talk on the mic for at least an hour. So this is like a time trial right now. Just to practice. And I know it's a little competition because now the media has made it, harder for people doing radio and stuff like that. It's like we're being not replaced, but it's like a transition of power. Because there was a time when radio ruled everything. But now it's like, people could just report through their phones. The news is getting outran by just websites or TikTok. A lot of people get their information through TikTok. A lot of people get their information through just social media in general. Instagram, YouTube. So it's like you just gotta keep up. And me being me, I could keep up. I could keep up somewhat. But this podcast will be an experience. It will be an experience. And I'm going to make sure that, I listen to people when they want certain topics to be covered. I'll listen to like suggestions and all that, fan service, fanfare. And I won't exclude from issues, certain issues, public discussions. But first and foremost, this is a black supported page. So, just let you know from now, ain't no funny business. These black people, you know what I'm saying? We support black lives, And also, I'm a Christian, so, a man of God. And we will discuss about that too, because it's a very, important topic when it comes to Christianity as well. As it's a lot of work that needs to be done, a lot of work I need to get done within myself. It's going to be a self-reflection type of thing. And it's just going to be a growing page, I guess a growing podcast. Because, I have stories to tell. I have experiences that I could just, let you know about. And it's we're going to get there. You're going to hear some crazy stuff, man. But this is, I guess, the end of the EP. Well, it's like a pilot, an intro. So this is the end of the podcast with No Name.